Namaste, children. Today, let us look at the line by line explanation of the lesson A Letter to God, written by G.L. Faintus. This lesson depicts the unwavering faith of a farmer in God. The house, the only one in the entire valley, sat on the crest of a low hill. From this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corn dotted with flowers that always promised a good harvest. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour, or at least a shower. Throughout the morning, Lencho, who knew his fields intimately, had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast. Lencho, the farmer, lived on the only house that was there on the top of a hill. The hill was low heighted. From there, a river and a ready to harvest cornfield were visible. The field belonged to Lencho, and he had the utmost confidence that the harvest would reap great profits. The only thing that he awaited was a rainfall. In this hope, he spent an entire morning looking at the sky in the northeast direction from where a drizzle was expected to shower in his field. Now we are really going to get some water, woman. The woman who was preparing supper replied, Yes, God willing. The older boys were working in the field, while the smaller ones were playing near the house until the woman called to them all, Come for dinner. Lencho looked at the sky and he told his wife very confidently that it's going to rain. His wife replied, Yes, it was God's willing. The boys who were older were working in the field and the smaller ones were playing near the house till Lencho's wife called them all to have dinner. It was during the meal that, just as Lencho had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. In the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. Lencho's prediction became true while they were having dinner. It started to rain, and in the northeast direction, huge rain clouds could be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. And when he returned, he exclaimed, These aren't raindrops falling from the sky, they are new coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces and the little ones are 5. As he could feel that it's raining, Lencho wanted to go out because the air was very fresh and sweet. He wanted to enjoy the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. When he came home, he told his wife very happily that they aren't raindrops falling from the sky, but they were all new coins. He told that the big drops were the denomination of 10 cents and the little raindrops were the denomination of 5 cents. Children, do you know why he considered raindrops as coins? Because he was expecting rain for quite a long time, and he knows very well that because of this rain, his harvest is going to be an excellent one. So he felt like coins or money is pouring down from the sky. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers draped in a curtain of rain. As Lencho was very happy, he considered that his field of ripe corn was full of flowers and they were all wrapped up in a curtain of rain. They were all covered with rain. But suddenly, a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. But now what happened suddenly? The wind started to blow very strongly, and with the rain, there were hailstones. These truly resemble new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. Now he started to imagine these hailstones as silver coins, that are new silver coins pouring down from the sky. And the boys who were eating, they became very happy. They wanted to go out and play. So they went out and they started to collect the frozen pearls. They started to collect the hails. "It's really getting bad now," exclaimed the man. "I hope it passes quickly." It started to hail a lot, so he became sad. He did not want it hail for a long time. So he expected that the hail passes quickly, the hailstorms passes quickly. But it did not pass quickly. For an hour, the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white, as if covered with salt. So it hailed continuously, it did not stop, and after a while, the whole field was covered with hail. It was as white as salt. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lencho became very stressed and disappointed, as everything went against his plan. The trees had shed their leaves, corns were smashed, and the flowers had also fallen from their plants. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, "A plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn." After the rain, he went to the fields with his sons. The whole field was withered. There was not even a single flower on the fields. He became very sad and he said to his sons that all their hard work had gone in vain. He told that even the insects called locusts, which fly in big groups and destroy crops, would have left more than this, but this rain had taken everything from the field. He felt helpless as no corn had been left, and he feared that they might have to starve this year. But in the hearts of all those who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope: help from God. Don't be so upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. Even after everything had gone wrong, the family still had hope in their hearts. They had faith in the Almighty, even when nothing was left. They gave each other support and recalled a saying that assures that no one ever dies of starvation. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope: the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. So the whole night Lencho could not sleep, but he kept of thinking only one option, that was to seek the help of God. He had been taught from his childhood that God is everywhere. He has his eyes and ears everywhere, and God can even see what one has in the conscience. Lencho was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. An ox of a man means a hard-working person. So Lencho was a very hard-working person. All day he used to be in the fields working as hard as animals, but still he knew how to write. So the following Sunday at the daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. So that Sunday he thought of writing a letter, and he decided to take himself and post it. It was nothing than a letter to God. The letter was only to God. God, he wrote, "If you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm." In the letter, he clearly told God about his poverty-stricken situation, and he mentioned that he needed 100 pesos to generate the crops along with surviving until they are ready to harvest. So pesos is a basic monetary unit of Mexico and several other Latin American countries and the Philippines. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, still travelled, went to town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. Lencho addressed to God on the envelope and he took the letter to the post office. While going, he was very disturbed and very troubled. At the post office, he affixed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. So one of the postmen got the letter. He saw that it was addressed to God. He started to laugh heartily and he showed the letter to his boss. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster, a fat, amiable fellow, also broke out laughing. But almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter," starting up a correspondence with God. The postmaster was a fat and a friendly man. Amiable means friendly and pleasant. He even started to laugh after he looked at the address, but immediately he turned serious and he tapped on the letter on his desk and he said, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter." The postmaster appreciated the faith the man who wrote the letter had on God. So, children, who was the person who wrote the letter? Yes, it was Lencho. The letter was written by Lencho. The postmaster really appreciated Lencho's letter because he had started a correspondence with God. Correspondence means communication by exchanging letters. Generally, we don't write letters to God, isn't it? So the postmaster really appreciated the faith the man had on God. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. Answer the letter. With good intention, the postmaster thought to read the letter and to reply it so that he could honor the writer's belief on God. But when he opened, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink, and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. When the postmaster opened the letter and read it, he came to know that the letter could not be replied only with good heart, ink, and paper, but there was something needed more than that. It was money. It was 100 pesos. It was very difficult for the postmaster to gather himself 100 pesos. So, he decided to collect money from his employees as well as his friends. Also, he contributed a part of his salary. It was impossible for him to gather the 100 pesos. So, he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. So the postmaster could not collect 100 pesos. So he just added the money which he was able to collect. It was a little more than half of the amount which was required. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. The postmaster put the money which was collected in an envelope, wrote the address of Lencho, and with it he dropped one letter. It was just a signature, God, and nothing more than that. So the envelope contained money and a paper which had a signature, God. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. It was the postmaster himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed looked on from his office. The following Sunday, Lencho, with full of expectation, came to the post office little earlier. He asked whether there was any letter for him, and the postman himself handed the letter to Lencho, while the postmaster was sitting in his office, and he had the great contentment, satisfaction of a man who has performed a good deed. What was a good deed which he did? He has done the act of charity, isn't it? So, with that satisfaction, he just wanted to sit back and look and enjoy what was happening. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence. But he became angry when he counted the money. Lencho received the letter. He opened it. He was not at all surprised on seeing money inside it because he expected that God will send him money. He had total confidence on God. But when he counted the money, he became very angry. Why? Because the money was less in it. How much did Lencho ask God to send? He asked for 100 pesos. But the postmaster was not able to collect 100 pesos. He was able to collect just something more than half of the required money. And whatever he collected, he put it in the envelope and addressed it to Lencho. But Lencho was not satisfied. He thought God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. So Lencho thought, would God have made a mistake in calculating the money? No, God could not have made a mistake. And God will also not deny. Deny means refuse. God will also not refuse what Lencho had requested. He had complete faith in God, so he trusted God and he thought that God can never make a mistake. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his idea. So after counting the money, he became angry and immediately Lencho went and asked for a paper and ink. He started to write a table. While writing, he was wrinkling his brow because he was thinking about his ideas and the way to express it. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. After writing the letter, he went to the counter again, he got a stamp and he affixed it to the envelope. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. Then Lencho dropped the letter into the mailbox and he left. The moment Lencho left, the postmaster went, took the letter and opened it. Because again the letter would be addressed to God and it is only the postmaster who is going to answer it, isn't it? So he was very eager to know what Lencho had written. So he went, took the letter to read it. So children, this is the content which was written in the letter. God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lencho. So children, the story ends in a very humorous way. In the letter, Lencho had complained that he had received only 70 pesos and he is really in need of the remaining amount. Lencho doubted the integrity and honesty of the people in the post office. So he suggested God not to send the money via post because he doubted that the staff in the post office are a bunch of crooks. Crooks means criminals. He thought that the people in the post office might have stolen the money. But who were the people in the post office? It's indeed they who sent the money, isn't it? Lencho did not know it and he had complete faith on God till the end. He expected God to send the remaining money and he doubted the people in the post office. Children, I hope this lesson was clear and you were able to understand the story. I'll meet you soon with another video. Until then, it's thank you and bye bye from Madhu's English Academy. Thank you.